Lexi, a junior.
I'm Stephanie Church, I'm a senior.
I'm Robert Alberts, and I'm a senior.
I'm Kate, and I'm a senior.
Okay, I'll start. I'm Lisa, and I'm a senior. I'm Katie, and I'm a senior.
I'm Corinne, and I'm a senior.
Andrew, and I'm a senior.
Scott Olson, senior.
I'm Tita, and I'm a senior.
I'm Jeremy, and I'm a senior.
Connor Sinclair, junior.
And the first question is, have you ever been bullied because of your sexual orientation?
More like in middle school I was bullied for it because I knew in about like 7th or 8th grade that I was gay. I knew. So I kind of, I sort of came out. I was like, oh, I think I like this girl. I told a few people, and so it kind of got around to everyone, and it was kind of like people were making fun of me in the hallways or something, they would call it out, and I ended up losing a lot of friends because of it, and all those issues that came with that, depression and stuff like that. So because kids were bullying me in middle school, and it caused a lot of problems.
And what about in high school?
More at O'Plain, I'd say that kids were not understanding at all, but here at Almond, not really, not at all. I haven't had any issues face to face.
I have to agree, a lot of issues are just kind of you walk past in the hallways. I guess my first 2 years at Oak Plain, sophomore year I came out, and it was kind of you'd walk past people and they just sit there and not out the corner of their mouth, it'd be faggot. And it's wow, okay. It's so it's not a lot of physical, but it's a lot of, they say stuff to you, and it's they don't even say it to you. It could be behind your back or whatever.
Well, do you think there is a big difference between being bullied for your sexual orientation and being bullied from something else, say your waiters, something along those lines?
I think for your appearance, how you look or dress or whatever, it's not easier to take it, but being bullied for your orientation is a lot harder just because that's the way you are and you can't change it. There's nothing you can do, and it's just it's so hard to see people put you down because of you love someone, and that's just who you love, and you have no control over it. It just is. So.
I've been, I haven't really been called names, but I've been called out while hugging a certain guy, and just holding hands and stuff, and it was a former teammate of mine, and it certainly hurts, but usually, I've never been physically bullied, but I've been cyberbullied a couple times, functioning a horrible website.
But, yeah, I don't know why anyone has one. Right?
Yes. It's so far so good. I've been very confident with myself. I think that's a key. Stay confident.
The only time really that I was bullied per se was this kid who I won't mention the name of. I guess he just didn't have the balls to say it to my face, but from about 15 feet away, he was, I was at my locker, and he was outside of the band room at O'Plain, and he just was in his group of friends, and he said, "Hey, that kid over there, did you know he's gay? Gay, not just gay." and then I guess that was some kind of joke. So then I tried to call him out on it, from my 15-foot distance, which obviously I was intended to hear him saying those things. But just kind of really? Are you kidding me? I'm right here. And he ignored me, but that's probably because he lacked the masculinity to take responsibility for what he was saying. But anyways.
Certainly when
Straight guy's perspective, the way it is with guys is the word gay and fag are so desensitized that they get thrown around really easily. Even around gay people, I know I'll throw it out just because it's so ingrained. People say it all the time, and you can just call something gay and not even realize someone might take it as an issue. So if I ever notice my friends calling somebody a fag, or someone I know a fag, I'll just be like, "You're the faggot, dude. What's your problem? What are you afraid of? The gay guy's not going to walk up and start kissing you. What's he going to do to you?" And you'd be surprised. Honestly, straight guys, if you call them out, you call them a faggot, they won't know what to say. They'll just look at you "You're the faggot, man." And it's just I'm not the one who's afraid to walk by the gay guy. You are. So what are you trying to hide? And it pisses kids off. It's like calling a bully out. If you single one person out in the group that's doing it, everyone will shut up.
Okay, so moving on to the topic of coming out, would you guys consider yourself out, and then how so? Meaning, are you just out to your friends, or are you out to friends and family? along those lines?
I just came out recently to my family, like within the past month. So like they were like I'm pretty much out to everyone. Like if someone asks me, I'll be like, oh yes, I'm gay. Like, or they can see it on Facebook if they really wanted to. Like, but like with that whole thing, it's like parents aren't as accepting. So it's like for them, they're still not completely like okay with me being out so much right now.
My turn. I came out 2 years ago, and that was a lot of fun, especially because I didn't come out the best way. And it was just kind of like my parents just kind of sat there and they were like, you know, we didn't raise you to be like this. You know, you weren't supposed to be like this. You were supposed to be straight. Blah blah blah. Like all of this stuff, and it's like, well, I can't change anything. And like my dad basically went on this whole rant, like, you know, like I never raised a son like this. Like this isn't my son. Like stuff like that, and it kind of hurt a lot. But with my friends and stuff, like I'm out everywhere, and like with my friends, I know my friends don't care because they're still my friends. Like the ones that do care, they're not in my life anymore, so I don't see a point why, you know, they're just not important.
I guess I should say something else since I haven't said anything. Coming out for me was like a recent thing, like, what, 2 months ago, maybe? Yeah. Really recent. So like it wasn't like I came out like a little bit at a time. It was like to everyone at once, like parents, friends, like my sister. But it wasn't really as hard as I thought it'd be. It kind of like came kind of easy. I guess people were like, oh, I already knew. I was like, okay. Before I even really knew anything about it, but I mean, cool. You knew. It was kind of like opened my eyes to other things, like not only like figuring out what I wanted in life, but like who I needed. Like the people that are still here for me is like, okay, then they're the people that I should trust more than anyone else. It just showed me who I needed and who I didn't.
Alright. I was out to all of my friends way before my parents knew. Well, they knew freshman year, I guess. Anyway, they found out in the best way possible. They always knew, like everyone else. Nothing really serious or nothing bad went down. Yeah, my entire family doesn't really know because my parents are like, oh, maybe you shouldn't tell them. And it's annoying because I've been out. It's like I'm out and like I don't try and be boyish around my family. I'm just like, hey, yeah, I have makeup and blush on. What's up? And they're just like, oh yeah. I mean, they probably know, but I haven't like officially like come out to them. So I'm just whatever. I don't deny it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be like, hey, I'm Peter, I'm homosexual. How's it going? Like you ask, and I'll tell you. Like it's whatever.
Is it different being out with a partner than it is being?
I think it's like supportive. It's easier. Yeah. Like I'd say it's like you don't have to go like through it alone. Like I have someone that can like knows what's going on and knows what I'm going through and is going through the same thing. So it's like I'd say it's a lot easier. Definitely.
Okay, so it was different with my mom and dad. Like my dad, I lived with him like most of my life, but he raised me as daddy's little girl, so he wasn't too shocked about it. It was like a week before Christmas. And I was like, oh, Dad, you know, he was like, oh, well, you got a girl pregnant? And I was like, no, Daddy, the opposite. And he was like, she's not pregnant? And I'm like, no! He was like, oh, it's a guy? And I was like, yes, Dad. And he was like, oh, okay, it's cool, and all this other stuff. But when I told my mom, you know, that was like Satan in action. She was like, what are you talking about? It's not supposed to be, what is it, Adam and Evan or whatever, Steve, whatever it is. I was like, Mom, if you don't put this cover, girl. It wasn't nice. But she's okay with it now. It's good.
She said, sound crazy. I said, oh, really?
Oh, let's talk about sex.
Please, no.
No, it's not what you think it is. It's not what you.
Yeah.
It's more along the lines of we get to trash our school sex ed program. What are your feelings about our school sex ed program? Not just for gays, but for straights. Like just in general. What do you think about it?
Oh my, everyone. Oh, okay. sex ed was a lot of, well, I took sex ed over the summer, or health. I took health over the summer. And so it was like one of those things where it's like, this is sex. Yay. This is what you get if you have sex. Yay. And then that's it. It's like, oh, so there's nothing like nothing else happens? Like, they don't even like talk about condoms, they don't talk about like being safe during sex, they don't talk about, anything. It's just like, this is sex. This is what happens. This is what you can get if you don't have protected sex. And that's it.
Do you think that HIV, well, it obviously does. Statistics say that 70% of new cases of HIV/AIDS come from gay males, which is a slap, it's there. And do you think that HIV/AIDS has a big impact? Well, of course, has a big impact on the gay community, but how is it affecting the gay community? Is it, question mark?
Open ended question, you fill it in with the rest of it.
Yes.
I think it's a big impact on the gay community, just like with guys, because it's like, guys can't get pregnant. So why no one ever says anything like, they help protect you against other STDs as well, like not just AIDS, but everything else that's not as fun. So, yeah, I mean, we don't really talk about condoms in school, so it's basically just like, oh, we're gay, we're guys, we can't have kids, so we're good, we don't really need them. And it just kind of like explodes from there. Like, we don't have anyone really saying, even though you are guys and you can't have kids, you still kind of need them. Like, it's never brought to your attention until you actually think about it, I guess.
I was thinking about it, and that, personally, the whole subject of AIDS or HIV really affects me. Like, I haven't really encountered anything really major with that, or, within the gay community now. Yeah, there's a lot of awareness, but, personally, really nothing for me, so.
For me, it's just something to be wary of in the future.
I really don't think,
Sure. I don't know, just to be safe. Just be safe. Be careful.
I think that at least it's a hard question for me, because I know I was given a very, very in-depth, very comprehensive sex ed program through my church. They gave us condoms. They showed us how to put them on. They showed us these. Oh, what you're thinking happened. Maybe not what you're. I don't know what you're thinking. But they showed us they had big hand drawings of people having sex, and it was. I mean, it sounds weird. I know it sounds really weird, that it sounds creepy or something, but it was really good thing, and it showed more than just average looking straight people having sex. It was, there were lesbian couples and gay men and old people and people in wheelchairs, and it was like, oh, I didn't even know you could do that without your legs. But the important part of it was that, I really learned how to not get cornered into bad sexual relationships, because what it really taught me was that sex is something that is supposed to be mutual, and that if you feel like you are doing it out of guilt, and if you feel like you're doing it because if you feel obligated to do it, then you shouldn't be doing it at all. And so it ended up being a really healthy thing, and I learned all about protection, and I learned all about how to get tested and where to get tested and how frequently. And I mean, it was for me, it was a really, really good thing, because I know that I'm better for it, because I know a lot of kids, at least that I feel like that don't have that, gay and straight, whatever, end up in bad situations. I mean, how many pregnant girls you've seen in the hallway, kind of thing. And so my personal opinion is that freshman year or 8th grade, every teenager should be given a comprehensive sex ed program that shows them everything and answers every question.
I think it affects
teach people what they need to do to protect themselves. That's kind of it. I mean, it makes sense that people who are against gay people, that they would turn it around and say, yes, this is what was meant to be. You're supposed to die from this type of deal. The only thing you can't say anything to that, because